Let's get physical, it's Jordan here, back again with this month's update and all the PlayStation and Xbox physical releases coming in February. All of this was researched, written, and edited by my man Tim. These are all his words, they're not mine, okay? Let's see what he's found for us this month. Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 is releasing on the 4th of February for PlayStation 5 and Xbox in the West, with Japan following on the 5th and Asian regions the 12th. This highly anticipated sequel to 2018's Kingdom Come Deliverance marks a success story for Czech developer Warhorse Studios. The original game faced criticism at launch due to bugs, crashes, and a questionable save system. However, significant efforts were made to improve and rectify these issues over the years, leading to its growing popularity. So the sequel, much like its predecessor, is set in a realistic and historically accurate 15th century environment, so no sexy elven ladies. Early access previews suggest that this could be the studio's Witcher 3 moment, indicating a highly polished RPG that could achieve a much higher success, both critically and commercially. Expectations are high, so hopefully the developers will live up to it. It will be available in both a standard and gold edition, with the gold edition including extra DLC and expansion pass. Steelbook collectors should check with retailers in North America and Europe, as some of them are offering a version that includes a steelbook. And if you want to purchase this or any of the games featured in this video, please consider using the links down below in the description and pinned comment. That massively helps support me, who in turn can support Tim for making video content like this for you guys. VGP are a great company with cheap prices in Canadian buckage and free worldwide shipping on orders over 80 Canadian dollars. It's like 57 American bucks right now, so not that much, and I do thank you greatly for your support. What else have we got this month? Skydance's Behemoth, releasing on the 6th of February for PlayStation 5 VR2 in both North America and Europe. This is a VR exclusive game, so this is only for the relatively small audience of PSVR2 owners. Behemoth is a dark fantasy adventure featuring larger-than-life bosses. While press reviews have been somewhat middling, feedback from the VR community has been largely positive, highlighting the lack of similar experiences currently available in the medium. If you want to topple giant bosses in your living room while wearing a headset, mark February the 6th on your calendar. Sid Meier's Civilization 7 is releasing on the 11th of February for PS5, Xbox, and Switch in both North America and Europe. This latest iteration in the highly acclaimed strategy game franchise allows players to build and expand their own civilizations from ancient times to the modern era, managing resources, diplomacy, warfare, and technology. With Civ 6 releasing like 9 years ago now, this marks the longest gap between sequels. Will the extra time improve the formula? Releasing in a standard edition, as well as a deluxe edition which includes some DLC and grants early access, making it playable 5 days earlier on the 6th of February. Additionally, there is a collector's edition available which does not include the game itself. No code, no disc, but features art print postcards, a challenge coin, logo pin, an icon patch set, a scout figure, and a passage of time clock. No game, but you get a clock. Ambulance Life, a paramedic simulator, releasing on the 6th of February for PlayStation 5 and Xbox in both North America and Europe. This job simulator from Germany's Acer Interactive allows players to experience the life of a paramedic responding to emergency calls, providing medical assistance, and transporting patients to hospitals. The game involves decision making and medical knowledge. Based on the studio's previous titles, realism may not be the primary focus, but it could be an entertaining option for those looking for something a little bit different. Avowed Premium Edition Steelbook is releasing on the 13th of February for Xbox in both North America and Europe. This is a code in a box bullshit situation. Unfortunately so, for those wanting a proper physical copy, you'll receive a nice steelbook but no disc. Avowed is an ambitious RPG with a lot of hype surrounding it, though arguably matched or exceeded is also the amount of skepticism towards it. Could this be a hit Microsoft are desperate for? Time will tell. While there is no disc and the entry point is quite expensive, you do get early access, so there is that. ITORAH is releasing on February 14th for PlayStation 4 and Nintendo Switch in Europe, with North America having to wait until next month. Pre-orders are available on VGP for those wanting an ESRB copy. This Metroidvania from developers Grimbot Tales has been available digitally since 2022 and has received generally positive reviews. However, it has faced criticism for being somewhat bland and mediocre, which is a risk in such an overcrowded genre. If you played the best and still want more Metroidvania, this one could be worth a look. The Legend of Heroes Trails Through Daybreak 2 is releasing on the 14th of February for PlayStation 4, PS5 and Switch in both North America and Europe. This Valentine's release is another entry in the incredibly popular and long-running Legend of Heroes series from Falcom. The original Daybreak was a significant sales success. Will this sequel live up to its predecessor? Early reception has been positive, although some who imported the game have critiqued the storytelling and battle system, but we'll have to see with this English release. Overall, however, the consensus seems to be that this will be a worthwhile sequel. It's not a title to dive into without playing the first one, mind, but Trails games can sell out and become quite expensive later on, so if you're curious, it may be wise to pick it up before it disappears or is double the price on eBay. A collector's edition is also available, which includes an art book, CD soundtrack, art card set, steelbook, and an Atlas of Calvard. Stories from Sol, the Gundog, is really, I can't see Gundog without saying Gundog. Releasing on the 20th of February for PlayStation 5 and Switch in both North America and Europe. This title comes from newcomer indie developers based in Wales, Space Colony Studios. It presents an exciting looking retro-inspired adventure game and visual novel. Personally, I'm quite excited about this one and eager to try it, mainly due to its successful reproduction of classic PC 98 style, borders and all. And it's a faithful homage to late 80s, early 90s anime aesthetics. Love that. If they can stick the landing and write a compelling story, this could quickly become a must-have cult classic, and it's called Gundog. The Plucky Squire is releasing physically on the 21st of February for PlayStation 5 and Switch in both North America and Europe. This charming debut title from British developers All Possible Futures is an action-adventure game that blends 2D and 3D gameplay in a vibrant storybook world. Players can expect platforming, puzzle solving, and combat. The digital version has received generally positive reviews, although some criticisms have been directed at its gameplay, which many view it as, visuals first type of stuff. However, I believe that's what the developers have crafted, a beautiful visual world to explore. If you enter it with those expectations, I don't believe you will be disappointed. A point to note is that the deluxe edition contains artwork and a soundtrack. Europe will have the soundtrack on a CD, while North Americans will only receive a download code. So if you're after the CD, make sure you get the European version. Like a Dragon, Pirate Yakuza in Hawaii is releasing on the 21st of February for PlayStation 4, PS5 and Xbox worldwide. This, the Majima spin-off that many have been asking for over the years, is finally arriving, but instead of walking the streets of Kamurocho, you'll be walking the plank as a pirate. This is what we call subverting expectations. In any other series, this tonal whiplash could be concerning, but if any franchise can pull it off, it's Yakuza, with its equally flamboyant absurdity and cheesy sincerity. Love it! I've avoided much of the discussion around the title to avoid spoilers, but from what I've seen, it looks like it will be worth picking up. I am biased though, I loved every RGG game, even Dead Souls. This is coming from Tim, not Jordan, okay? It's available in Standard Edition and Collector's Edition, which includes an acrylic standee, eye patch, treasure coin pin, DLC and a pirate flag. I'm just worried. This is coming from Jordan now, okay? What are the arcade games gonna be? How are they gonna do that? I need to know. RPG Maker With is releasing on the 21st of February for PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5 in North America, with Europe having to wait a couple of extra months. It's worth noting that in both regions, this released on the Switch last year. This release is part of the beloved RPG Maker series, which has been the foundation for many incredible indie games such as To the Moon, Omori, Yume Nikki, and Corpse Party. However, the RPG Maker scene is primarily rooted in PC, and the console ports have a poor reputation, often restricting the ability to publish or share titles. While it could be a good gateway title for those wanting to experiment with RPG creation, it may be best left to PC enthusiasts. That's where the real money is. Battle of Rebels is releasing on the 25th of February for PlayStation 4, PS5, and Switch in North America, with European regions receiving it later in the year. Maybe. There's been a placeholder date for this for like forever. This shooter allows players to choose between first or third person perspectives, a feature that unfortunately often results in neither perspective playing particularly well. The game includes single player and PvP modes, but there's very little information available, making it likely to be an extremely forgettable title. However, I don't want to punch down on indie developers too much. They work hard, and perhaps the game will appeal to some. Just don't expect anything too much worth your time here. Railroads Online is releasing on February 27th for PS5 in North America and Europe. From making RPGs to making railways, this sandbox railway simulator offers a unique multiplayer experience in the world of trains. Gather your Steam-loving friends and go loco. These are too many puns. While reviews on Steam have been middling, I believe you will know if this title is for you or not. There is not another 16-player railway sim that you would be rather playing, let's be honest, because it's the only one. Even if you don't have friends who share your enthusiasm for building model steam railways, that's okay. It includes single player modes too, with no internet connection required, so there's something for everyone who like trains. Kemco RPG Selection Volume 1 is releasing on the 27th of February for PlayStation 5 and Switch in North America. The Kemco RPG Selection series is a charming collection that, despite its many flaws, offers nostalgic experiences reminiscent of simpler JRPG times. Japan will be on its 9th volume next month for Nintendo Switch, and I think 12th for PlayStation 4, and maybe 2 for PS5, but yeah, the West has a lot of catching up to do. Will there even be a Western release of Volume 2? Who knows? I suspect it will depend on how well this volume performs in terms of its sales. Honestly, I'm surprised they didn't opt for like a limited print publisher route to generate hype with collectible items and, FOMO and stuff. Will you be picking this up, or do you already have the widely available Japanese import of Volume 1? I am intrigued to see whether this will be a flop or sales success. My instinct suggests it's the former, unfortunately. Metal Slug Tactics is releasing on the 28th of February for PlayStation 4, PS5, and Switch in European regions. This title is not SNK's sublime side-scrolling work of art, but instead presents a pixelated take on the beloved Metal Slug franchise in the form of a tactical RPG. Developed by Laker Studios, I'm gonna go with Laker. Players wield classic Metal Slug weaponry, leveraging skill trees, perks, and an attack system to outwit and demolish flanks of the series' signature villains. There is unfortunately roguelike elements in there, which I personally don't want to see in a tactical RPG, but in fairness, it has received fairly decent reviews so far. For those who missed out on limited run games release, or decided to wait for an international version, you've been rewarded. Pix N Love is handling this European release, offering a variety of editions, including a standard edition and a collector's edition that features a shock box, soundtrack CD, poster, 9 lithographs, and a keyring. There's also a deluxe edition that includes all the previous items, plus a making of art book and a metallic commemorative medal with a certificate of authenticity, just to avoid all those pesky fakes out there. You can never be too careful. Monster Hunter Wilds is releasing on the 28th of February for PlayStation 5 and Xbox worldwide. This is likely the biggest title of the month. The sales juggernaut returns for its first outing on PlayStation 5, and it's expected to be a massive hit. I suspect it will end up being on many people's Game of the Year list 2025. Jaw-dropping graphics with Capcom's trademark charm. I can't believe the gameplay will be anything other than perfectly fluid. These titles just get better and better. When the name of your game becomes a genre in itself, like Souls-like or Metroidvania, you know you're doing something right. There is a tremendous amount of hype surrounding this release, along with a variety of goodies available, including a standard edition, a steelbook edition, and in Japan, an eCapcom set, as well as a special DualSense controller and a PS5 console cover plate. 1917, the Alien Invasion DX Remastered is releasing on the 28th of February for PlayStation 5 in European regions. German developers Andrade Games are releasing their updated and remastered version of their World War I cross Alien Invasion shmup. This title combines Euro shooter elements with bullet hell mechanics and originally launched 9 years ago in 2016. so it's been around a while. It never made a significant splash in the shmup scene and has largely flown under the radar for most enthusiasts, with the general consensus being that it is average at best. An interesting concept, but with subpar execution. Still, a low entry price if you're looking for something different and aren't too concerned about quality. It might be worth a look. PGA Tour 2K25 is releasing on 28th of February for PS5 and Xbox in North America and Europe. This is golf, but not the fun kind, because there's no Mario here. It's just pure licensed PGA golfers doing serious golf. Even Tiger Woods' lower back may still be working in this game. As the latest iteration of 2K Sports franchise, if you're a fan, I imagine you'll be picking this up. However, if you're unsure but you want to give it a try, consider picking up one of the previous year's releases, which typically go for like $15. Much better than the $70 price tag this new release has. Layers of Fear is releasing on the 28th of February for PlayStation 5 in European regions. I have a feeling quite a few people will be excited about this release, especially since its prior limited run games release in North America are currently going for, well, exorbitant prices on eBay. A European release for only 30 quid will be very welcome. Developed by Bloober Team, who recently worked on the Silent Hill 2 remake, this release contains both Layers of Fear and Layers of Fear 2 alongside the DLC, all on the disc. Whilst Halloween may be quite a while off, chances are this title might disappear quickly, so if you're interested, I recommend picking up a copy soon. Alright, let's jump into the low print limited releases. Pix N Love, let's start with these guys. SILT should be releasing on the 19th of February for PlayStation 4, PS5 and Switch in European regions. VGP have copies of that if you want it. Developed by English studio Spiral Circus Games, their premiere game, the deep sea horror puzzle game SILT, will now be available physically after being a digital-only release for a couple of years. It has received fairly decent reception, being noted as short but unique like me. Pix N Love is producing first edition copies, limited to just 500 for PS4 and 1,000 for PS5 and Switch. Additionally, there will be a SILT Abyss edition for Nintendo Switch, which is a numbered edition limited to just 40 on PS4, 150 for PS5, and 300 for Switch. This edition includes a making of art book, a soundtrack CD, 3 lithographs, and a number certificate of authenticity. You know, just to separate yourself from the frauds, okay? Limited run games. They have BIT.TRIP RERUNNER. Pre-orders for this title are ending on the 23rd of February for PlayStation 5. The 12th BIT.TRIP title is a remake of a 2010 Wii game. I imagine there is a sense of nostalgia driving these purchases, if nothing else. So why double dip? The main change seems to be the addition of a level editor, which has apparently been highly requested. Cyber Citizen Shockman Collection. Pre-orders for this collection are ending February 23rd for PS5 and Switch. This includes 3 classic PC Engine or TurboGrafx 16 titles and 1 Satellaview. These charming Mega Man-like-ish games are receiving official translations for at least 3 of the 4 for the first time. It's a nice collection and it's great to see them being bundled together instead of being released as 4 separate titles. If you live in North America, this is a worthy pickup, I would say. Other regions may receive this eventually, so if you're on the fence, maybe wait, but who knows. Legacy of Kain Soul Reaver 1 and 2 Remastered. Pre-orders for this remaster are ending on the 9th of February for PS5, Xbox and Switch. These are 2 brilliant games, but unfortunately they've been overshadowed by the mini drama surrounding the limited run game's release. The standard edition is sold out, so if you want to go the LRG route, you are forced to pick up the $150 collector's edition containing a myriad of tat, steelbook, soundtrack CD, double-sided map of Noskov poster, 10-page Melikia mini puzzle, 6-inch 2-piece sarcophagus stand, a removable Soul Reaver sword replica block puzzle. This is just tat, man. I'm not even finished reading this. Sorry, Tim. These are great games, and there is a high chance these will be released elsewhere soon. They just don't want to tell you so that you buy the more expensive edition. If you've missed out on the standard, don't be too disappointed. I will be sure to let you know as soon as there are any other retail editions made available. From Mission 2 Remake. Pre-orders for this remake are ending on the 16th of February for PS4, PS5, Xbox, Switch. This may be a lackluster release in many eyes and arguably not a very polished remake, however, I must admit I did quite enjoy it. I've wanted to play FM2 in English for a long time, and I felt it was worth the wait. As mentioned in previous videos, this is obviously a deal LRG has in place in order to secure a better title. If you're in North America and enjoyed the first title, it may be worth picking up, but don't let FOMO control you, as it is widely available in Japan as an import with full English, and it is also available in Europe too. It comes in a standard or collector's edition, which includes a retro style CD jewel case, double-sided poster, metal Wanza figure, muddy otters pin, art cards, and a number certificate of authenticity. Don't let those fakes get in your way. Yakuza 4 Remastered pre-orders for this remaster are ending on the 2nd of February for PS4 and Xbox. What can I say about this that wasn't said last month for LRG's Yakuza 3 release? It's a brilliant, wonderful game. I love the Yakuza series so much. It's such a beloved series, especially the earlier titles, which showcase a charming uniqueness. Do yourself a favor and pick it up if you've never played it before. However, I recommend buying the Yakuza Remastered Collection on PlayStation 4, which is available on VGP for $20. Meanwhile, LRG is charging $34 just for this one game. If you must buy the LRG version, as you're an Xbox only player or an LRG collector, it comes in a standard and classic edition, which includes a soundtrack CD, collectible acrylic standee, smile burger and NY hot dog pin, and character cards. Magical Drop 6. Pre-orders for this game are ending on the 16th of February for PlayStation 5 and Switch. For those who don't know, Magical Drop was an amazing puzzle game from the 90s developed by Data East. It's a classic Neo Geo title beloved by many, myself included. This revamp attempted to revitalize the series, but it just didn't resonate with me. Released in Japan like 2 years ago now, it promised 4 sets of free DLC that never actually materialized, and I can see why. It's just an okay game, not much else sadly. I respect the effort and artistry that went into the new look, it's well done. However, I really miss the charm of the originals, especially Magical Drop 3. This game is only a pickup for those who are LRG collectors or for those who for some reason don't want to get a Japanese copy. Terminal Velocity Boosted Edition. Pre-orders for this edition are ending on the 9th of February for PlayStation 4. This is a PC cult classic from 1995, now with a bit polish. It's a combat flight simulator developed by Terminal Reality, a team of former Microsoft employees who went on to create many classics of their time, such as Monster Truck Madness and Blood Rain. This isn't a full remaster, it's more of like a tidy up. It now includes widescreen support, trophies, enhanced sound, and increased draw distance. Crypt Master. Pre-orders for this unique title are ending on the 16th of February for PlayStation 5. Crypt Master is a western dungeon crawler where words control everything. You fill in the blanks with text or voice to uncover abilities, embark on quests, and solve riddles. It's an extremely unique concept. I haven't encountered a console title with such a developed wordplay system. However, I can't see how well this would work on a controller. It feels like it would be better suited for a keyboard. Considering that limited run games often include absurd and pointless collector's editions filled with the most asinine of tat, it's odd they hadn't thought to create a collector's edition that includes a keyboard. Still, if you want a physical copy, this may be your only opportunity. Raiden NOVA. Pre-orders for this title are ending on the 2nd of March for PS5 and Switch. This is the latest Raiden title. Raiden, I always switch between the two, and it's a twin-stick shooter rather than a traditional vertical shmup. While it didn't set the world on fire and could be cynically considered to be a lazy cash grab, I think it's a flawed but commendable attempt to create something new in an overcrowded market. It is available quite cheaply in Japan, but if you're in North America, LRG could be worth a pickup, maybe. Alright, let's jump into the imports. If you want to purchase any of these, click the Play Asia links, and if you do that, you can also get 5% off with my code Jordan2025. Just remember to click the link first though, okay? In fact, double click it, just to make sure. Urban Myth Dissolution Center is releasing on the 13th of February for PS5 and Switch in Japan. Japanese developers Oh, come on, you can't make me say that. They are bringing a rather interesting looking adventure title. The game features gorgeous pixel art and a fantastic soundtrack, much like stories from Sol, the Gundog mentioned earlier in the video. If the story is good, this will be a must-buy for adventure game fans. It comes in a standard and collector's edition, which includes a tabletop game titled Otherworldly Abduction, a soundtrack CD, and a disassembly new booklet thing. Night Slasher's Remake is releasing on the 20th of February for PS5, PS4 and Switch in Japan and Asian regions. Frankly, this looks to be a terrible remake of a beat-em-up that no one really wanted. It features hideously ugly graphics and poor hit detection and is terrible all round. There is new content such as characters and movesets, so if you played every beat-em-up ever and you still want more, there is Night Slasher's Remake. It will be available to import if you wish, but I suspect maybe a Western release will be announced in the future if you just want to wait and find out. In Japan, they also have these 4 games, neither of which have English, so you don't want to import them. And that is it. That is a monster episode for February. If you liked it, please leave a like. That will help this series grow. It's obviously not as popular as my weekly Switch series, but I want it to grow. I want it to find people who want this kind of content. So leave a like smash it, punch your screen, okay? And also leave a comment. If you finished all the way through, what a legend you are. Please leave me a dog emoji in honor of the Gundog, okay? A comment and an emoji, that will really help the series. And as always, special thanks to my executive producers, my Patreon Let's Get Physical producers, Dane Wilkinson, God of Resin, Brent McLean, Alexander Gatto, JCross7776, Punky Dooster, Cartoon Soren, Robotech, Raven Knight, Thorn Metal Luna, Issa, Vey, Offphone, Instacritic, Precision Plague, Alex M, Feig, Josh Foot, Ishin, Lewis K, Kevin W, Jennifer M, Super Ben Julio, Double Dave, Husway and Horworth, Wixit, Soracat, The Nemo 6, Ghost Bune, G Bautista 100, Rose, Adamantium, Azrith, Jake Vav, Ethan Blue, and These Nuts. And thank you to everyone else out there. Please purchase via the links below. That will also help support me and Tim to make these kind of videos for you.